Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 149. Hope you're all doing well, given that it's mid-June and the country seems to be opening up more and more, cautiously, as we slowly get back to normal. Please stay healthy out there. Speaking of COVID-19, many of today's interviews on Tech It Out are tied to the pandemic and how our life has changed as a result of it. We'll talk about camping in a minute, as summer camps are probably closed near you. We'll talk about gadget gift ideas for Father's Day and for graduation, gift ideas for dads and grads, especially if dad works from home. We got some ideas there and a lot more on this week's Tech It Out, powered by ASUS. I'll tell you more about them shortly, but let's kick off the show. With COVID-19, many camps are now closed, and more families are planning their own camping trips. And what you may not want to worry about is finding a power outlet or bringing batteries along with you. Joining us on the line to chat from Cincinnati, Ohio, is Patrick Sherwin. He's the CEO and founder of GoSun. He's also the inventor behind these solar innovations that we'll be chatting about today. Welcome to the show, Patrick.
Thank you, Mark. It's great to be here.
Hey, before we talk about individual products, tell us a bit about GoSun.
Oh, our effort is to power people's lives with the abundant energy of the sun to create more independence, resilience, freedom, and fun. We come up with all kinds of breakthrough appliances that you can use in your regular daily behaviors for cooking, cooling, power, lighting, purifying water, sanitation, and we're getting into shelter as well.
Cool. So you said that there's an abundance of solar power. And obviously, yeah, we've got this big yellow thing in the sky that we should be leveraging. But are we there yet? In 2020, when it comes to solar power, aren't there some limitations on how much energy we can draw and store from this kind of power source?
Yeah, solar has come a long, long way. I've been in the industry for a couple of decades, and I've really seen it transform and kind of blow up exponentially. I firmly believe that solar is becoming the most reliable source of power with fossil fuels and what we believe to be our right to free energy from fossil fuels I think is going to be changing pretty quickly, and we're going to see that solar is actually the more reliable form, and it's a way more convenient to have something that you don't have to have the grid or a long supply chain for a carbon-based fuel to keep cold, cook food, power, light, charging your phone, purifying water. All of these things are really easy to do with the sun. And in fact, I believe it's going to be a big shift to a much more abundant and reliable source of power than fossil fuels.
Is it as abundant in, say, the northern states or into Canada, or is it something that's best used in California, Arizona, these hot states? Can you get away with, northern climate with lots of clouds?
I live in the Midwest and in Ohio, and I have really no problem with access to the sun. So the technology, the energy storage ability now with lithium has really changed the narrative there. And the way that you're able to store power and heat, it's really not such a limitation. Certainly heating a house through the winter, you're going to want to rely on something like wood or, natural gas. That stuff could be really difficult. But short of that, solar is really capable of doing. And what GoSun focuses on is more the portable appliances. So the things that you might take when you're going off grid, going out to the camp, the backyard, to an event. And so for those types of things, typically the weather is decent. But even if it is, raining, cloudy, and cold, our products still work just fine.
All right. So with that in mind, Patrick, tell us about the GoSun Flow. What's that all about?
Yeah, it's a water purification system. So instead of hand pumping water, we married it to a USB-powered pump. So you can run it off of a tiny power bank or your phone. And then that same pump we use to provide a sink and a shower. So we're really trying to focus on increasing sanitation in a COVID world And the Flow is not just a purifier, it's a sanitation station. So it's a water creation and delivery system.
Can you clarify, though, that if you're using power from a portable battery or your smartphone, how is it using solar power?
So the pump also runs directly on the sun. And then you charge the power bank with the sun. So we like to marry all of our appliances to being able to run directly from sunshine. So you can run the cooler directly on sunshine, run the cooker, run the water purifier.
All right. So it's called the GoSun Flow. How much does this cost?
It starts at about $150. It's on Indiegogo right now.
Okay. Now tell us about the GoSun Fusion portable oven.
So this is capable of cooking a meal for 6 in about 1 hour using direct sunlight. And then if there's no available sunlight, you can also cook using a 12-volt heating element that's integrated into the product. And so it becomes basically an oven that works day or night based on a vacuum tube of Pyrex glass that's super well insulated. So it can achieve temperatures. Typically, you're cooking at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And the outside of the oven is cool to the touch. And it cooks some foods in a really wonderful, moist environment. So it really traps in the flavor and the nutrition. The product weighs about 12 pounds, so it goes anywhere. It carries its own fuel source, and it folds up, pretty nice and compact, real durable. So it's the type of thing where, you can bake, boil, fry. There's almost no limitations to the type of foods that you can cook, and you're just using the power of the sun.
And how long can you use the oven for with a typical day of it being in the sun?
So you'd be able to pull off, 5 to 8 meals. If you have a bright sunny day like we did today in June, you can't cook very, very first thing in the morning. But, today I could have been cooking at 7:30 a.m. and I could still cook past 7:30 p.m. So you could feed an army with one GoSun Fusion if you were constantly loading it and unloading it.
Okay, because this is radio, Patrick, just to confirm, it's an oven rather than a grill. Is that right?
Yeah, it's cooks more like an oven. That's right. Food's heated from heat all around the food, so instead of a grill where it's on the bottom. Mm-hmm.
And how much is the GoSun Fusion?
That's about $4.99 on our website at gosun.co.
Okay. We're chatting with Patrick Sherwin. He's the CEO and founder of GoSun. He's also the inventor behind these solar inventions that we're hearing about. First, the GoSun Flow, now the GoSun Fusion portable oven. And then finally, from an oven to a cooler, tell us about the GoSun Chill.
Yeah, a solar-powered cooler. It's basically a portable refrigeration system running on 12-volt using a brushless DC compressor. So it eliminates the need for carrying ice in your cooler. And you can adjust temperature wherever you want. Without ice inside, you've got a ton more space. Things are staying dry and organized. You can use it for days after days. And then the battery that it comes with is a portable lithium-ion battery that will run the cooler similar to adding a 10-pound bag of ice. As we all know, that's going to melt, and you're going to need another 10-pound bag tomorrow. Well, you can recharge that battery with a flexible 30-watt solar panel or our 60-watt solar table. And so it's kind of an endless bag of ice. So long as you have a few hours of sunlight every day, you can recharge and stay cool.
Okay, and how much is the GoSun Chill?
I believe that retails for $649.
So only the first product, the Flow, is available through Indiegogo, and then the other two are at the gosun.co website.
That's right.
Okay. So it sounds like your products do work with the sun. They do harness the power of solar energy, but they also have a battery component either to augment the solar power or to store it for use at night when the sun is no longer out there. Is that fair?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we understand that, sunshine cannot be 100% relied on. So we want to make sure you've got multiple sources. You can plug into the car, boat, or RV. You can plug into USB. You can plug into AC power. All of them tend to be hybrids to run on 3 different power sources.
Cool. Before we wrap up, Patrick, what's next for you? What's next for GoSun in, say, 2021?
Yeah, we're putting all of our products under one roof and making a GoSun tiny home. And that'll be solar powered, of course. It'll also incorporate a little bit of propane because you have to be able to stay warm in the winter. But that's a really exciting product with a ton of building science and energy efficiency and design. So that'll be coming out actually in 2020. It's almost like a crossover. You've probably seen the tiny house movement where people are putting homes on trailers, but they're not RVs. They're built like little cabins on wheels. And they're real, they're maximizing the amount of space and minimizing overhead expenses so, people can live minimally and have a much more enriched life. We're doing a cross between a tiny house and an RV. So ours is actually more portable than a typical tiny house. It's got a lot of cues from the RV industry, so you can plug into any of I think there's like 15,000 RV resorts in North America. And so you've always got a home, and then you can also go out in the boonies and stay off grid and run the whole place, on your own with solar and some propane.
Okay, awesome. All right, so GoSun.co if you want to get a sneak peek at the mini home from GoSun coming later in 2020. Our guest has been Patrick Sherwin. Thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the weather out there. It sounds like the birds are chirping, and I assume it's nice enough to use your solar panels.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Thanks.
Thanks, Mark.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out on the Radio America Network. Stay with us.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. This show is powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops, desktops, monitors, smartphones, smartwatches, tablets, and more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. June, of course, is dads and grads season. Father's Day is coming up June 21st, and despite not having a prom this year, in all likelihood, you may also have a graduate you may want to celebrate as well. Well, joining us on the line to give us some gadget gift ideas, covering a wide range of prices, is tech expert Mike Agerbo. Welcome back to the program, Mike.
Oh, glad to be back. Excited to talk about some of these great gift ideas that hopefully my family is listening to, and I get some hints.
I'm not just saying this because we look alike, but he's quite a handsome fella, if I may say so myself.
You're a handsome man too as well, Mark. Thank you.
I don't know if our listeners know that people often confuse us. I'd love to pick your brain as a dad. Where would you like to start? I think gaming is something that you are into.
Yeah, I mean, God, there's so many things when it comes to gaming. And, the average age of gamers is not like 18 years old. It's up in the 30s and 40s now. So dads, they're for sure gaming. So something that I came across that was really cool if you are in the iPhone or the iPad world is a great little controller from the Rotor Riot people. This is a lightning connected controller. So it looks like a console controller like that you'd get for your Xbox or your PlayStation. And it's got a little hook to attach your iPhone right onto the back of the controller, and a lightning connector as well. So what this accomplishes is latency-free gaming. So if you're playing any first-person shooters or anything like that, because you have a direct connection, you're not going Bluetooth, you're going to have the best gaming experience. This controller is fantastic. Those, I think, for about $50 range. I highly, highly recommend it.
Not only is it probably faster than using a wireless controller, as you mentioned, but also you've got that extra precision compared to your fingertips. So if you're playing in a multiplayer game like a Fortnite on your tablet or on your smartphone, this might give you a bit of an edge over your competition.
Yeah, and I need all the help I can get. The kids just run circles around me. So, that leads into my next gift is an Apple Arcade subscription. Again, if you're in the Apple universe, whether you're on an iPhone, iPad, also on Apple TV, the Apple Arcade subscription price, I think it's just about $5 a month, and it is great. It gives you access to over 100 plus games. They're always updating them, and these aren't crappy games. They're actually really good games and a whole different variety of them. And when you think about it, if you had to buy a game, could be anywhere from $40 or $50, depending how good it is, right down to, the basic app games that you're paying $4 or $5 for. So the fact that you can get, one price, like $5 or $6, depending where you are, and have access to 100 games, that is incredible value.
Yeah, it's a good point. So it's kind of like the Netflix of games, where you pay that monthly subscription and then you've got access to a ton of content that is always updated, as you mentioned. So it's called Apple Arcade. And then speaking of subscriptions, you and I were both big music fans. And I know you're a fan of Tidal, probably not just because of the catalog, but because of the quality of that music. Maybe that's a good gift idea for Dad.
Yeah, if your dad is an audiophile, like he's really into the music, he's got, the tricked out amplifier and, home theater system, you might want to have a look at Tidal. So they're a competitor to like Apple Music and Spotify. But what you get with Tidal, along with the increased price, is lossless music. So you're going to get higher quality music streaming. You're also going to have access to their music now that is in Atmos, Dolby Atmos. This is like a whole other level of sound. It basically creates like a surround atmosphere around you when you're listening to it on the right equipment. But you are going to be paying a little bit more for it. The basic Tidal subscription typically is $10 to $13, again, depending if you're in the US or Canada. If you want the higher end audio, then you're looking anywhere from $23 to $27 respectively. But again, if you are into music, they got 60 million songs, exclusive concerts, a lot of Dolby Atmos based music. Definitely a great gift for any dad that is into music.
So I love the idea behind Tidal music, because we're often trading quality for convenience. And that's exactly what happened with streaming music. And I do like the variety of Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon Music and all that, having 50, 60 million songs that you can even call up with your voice in many instances, but it doesn't sound as good as CDs. We almost took a step back in quality, but now Tidal has upped the game. So it's no trade-offs anymore. You're going to get that selection, like you mentioned, and on demand, where you don't need physical media, but it ups the sound quality significantly. We're chatting with Mike Agerbo. Now, what if Dad loves his iPad and doesn't want to buy a new laptop? If he's working from home, which may be the case, of course, today with the COVID-19 pandemic, what about adding a keyboard onto that tablet?
Oh my God. The iPads now are just as powerful as most of the laptops that are out there. Apple's done an amazing job with their bionic chips inside these units here. So they're fast. You can do basically most of the stuff that you're doing with a laptop. And now, if you add a keyboard and, with the latest iOS updates for the newer iPads, you can even add a mouse support as well. So you're getting like a super thin, tablet slash laptop that you can take anywhere. So the big thing for the iPad Pro users out there right now would be the new Magic Keyboard. And if you look at this thing, it kind of is like magic. The way that the tablet actually sits on this keyboard, it almost looks like it's levitating off the keyboard itself. But there is a price attached to that. I think it's about in the $300 range, but
right.
It is all kinds of beautiful. But, if you've got other types of tablets or iPads, keyboards, little Bluetooth or wireless keyboards are a great gift idea as well. And, those things start, in the $30 to $100 range.
We'll continue chatting with tech expert Mike Agerbo when we return after this short break. We're talking gadget gift ideas for dads and grads for Father's Day and graduation. I'll share a few of my own as well later on in the program. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, powered by ASUS. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning monitors, smartphones, smartwatches, tablets, and their gaming gear called ROG, or Republic of Gamers. Visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. We're talking about dads and grads, Father's Day and graduation gift ideas with Mike Agerbo. He is the host of the Get Connected radio show that airs in several cities. Before the break, Mike, you were talking about Apple's Magic Keyboard, which you can use with an iPad Pro to essentially turn it into a powerful laptop, including now mouse support. And if you did have the budget, or if the family wanted to go all in on a major Father's Day gift, you would also recommend a laptop like the Samsung Flex, which is all kinds of gorgeous.
Oh my God, I got my hands on one of these, Mark, and it is beautiful. The Samsung Flex, they have a 13-inch and a 15-inch model. It's got the wide aspect ratio. The screen also flips, so you can stand it up as a tent, to watch videos or do presentations, or it flips right over top so that you can put it into tablet mode as well. What's really unique about this one is that if you are a Samsung Note owner and you love that little S Pen, that little stylus that's included in all the latest Note smartphones, this has the S Pen as well. It clicks out from the side, and you can use it on the touch screen of this laptop / tablet. It is all kinds of cool. Like it just really took my productivity to another level. I hate using productivity as a word, but it made it fun. It made me able to do things a lot faster. I could take notes. I could mark up things and send that to people. It's fantastic. The screen's using Samsung's QLED technology that you'll see in their TVs. The screen is fantastic. It's fast. These ones are using the i7 core processor, the 10th generation. So it's smoking. And, running Windows 10, so it's going to run all your favorite programs.
All right. So that's about $1,500 for the Samsung Flex. Before we talk about some summer tech and end up on that, some fun things to do outdoors, let's talk about Wi-Fi in the home and the importance of that, especially as you may be working or schooling from home. How about upping your router?
Oh my God, yeah. I know so many people that have honestly like a router that's like 8 or 9 years old. I don't even know how they're doing it, or they're using their the cable modem / router that they got from their ISP, and they've got dead spots all over their house. So the thing to look for now are mesh routers. And these come in packs, like typically a 2 or a 3 pack, and they're like little nodes. Depending on what model you get and what brand, they either look like little pucks or little kind of squares. And one I'd recommend right now is from Linksys. They've got their VLOP system, and they start as little as $199 for a 2 pack. Obviously the price can go up depending on how much speed and coverage you want to do, but that $200 package will cover easily 3,000 square foot home, and basically you put one near where your cable modem is that brings the internet into your house, and then you place the other one strategically in your house to extend that network. The nice thing is that it just creates one network. So with a lot of these Wi-Fi routers now, you've got like a 2.4 gigahertz and a 5 gigahertz channels on there. It basically just creates one, and it just knows automatically what the device is going to be best suited for as far as the frequency and speed. But I tell you, I've installed this in my house, and I have no dead spots anymore. It's like a dream come true.
I'd certainly like less aggravation from my kids for trying to play games and stream a video without those dead spots. So, okay, that's the Linksys VLOP system from about $199. And you can add more of those nodes or pucks if you like, if you do have a larger home, which is cool. All right, let's end up, Mike, on the outdoors. Summer is around the corner. How about something like that's waterproof or something you can wear while you're enjoying the great outdoors?
Yeah, so there's a couple things here, and these are Canadian companies that I want to give a shout out to. One would be the Vessi sneaker people. They're based out of Vancouver. They have a fantastic website where you can go and order waterproof sneakers online. They've got all sorts of different colors and fabrics, but I've got like 3 pairs of these now because in Vancouver it rains a little bit here, and out where you are, I know it snows, so it's cold and it's still wet there. So these are fantastic, and they are truly waterproof, and it works. I've never had a leak in any of these, and they look cool as well. So they go in about the $135 range Canadian, I think about $100 US, and you basically put your size in, order it, and they send them directly to you.
All right. The company is called Vessi, VESSI.
Yes. And finally, I want to give a shout out to the Solios watch folks, again, another Canadian company, I think out of Montreal. And they have a cool solar powered watch that actually looks like a watch. It doesn't take your temperature or heart rate or give you notifications. It's a watch, but it's solar powered. So, just with a few hours of sunlight, this thing will go for at least 6 months. It looks cool. They've got men's and ladies versions. They've got different straps, different types of faces, and they go for about $335 Canadian, about $250 US, but beautiful watches. And, if you like that, old analog style with a bit of technology in there, something to look at.
All right, Solios, Solios. These are all great suggestions, Mike. I really appreciate your time. An early happy Father's Day to you. All the best.
Thank you, Mark.
As I mentioned, in a few minutes from now, I'll share a few of my own Father's Day gift ideas and ones that are also ideal for graduates in your home. I have 2 of them. I have Jacob and Maya, who are turning 18 and going off to college in the fall, I hope, given what's going on in the world. Not sure if living on residence is going to happen, but They are going to be doing some schooling in the buildings as well as online. So I'll share some gadget gift ideas in a few minutes from now. And hey, if you have any feedback on Tech It Out, or you've got some suggestions for me for upcoming guests or topics, you can email me at tech@marksaltzman.com. That's TECH at MarkSaltzman.com, or you can write me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Speaking of social media, if you'd like to follow me on any of those platforms, particularly on Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn, I write a tech tip of the day, just a little way of getting a little bit more out of your tech. And here's an example of something that I would give. Last week, I talked about how if you're sick of hearing the same songs in the same order all the time when you're asking your smart speaker to play music, just add the word shuffle in there. So say the wake word for your speaker and then say shuffle songs from, and then say the name of the artist or that name of the band or that playlist, and it'll change up the order for you. Another tech tip is for iPhone users. If you ever need to digitize a paper document in a pinch, the Notes app lets you do that. It doubles as a flatbed scanner. So you open the Notes app, start a new note, tap the photo icon, which is just above the keyboard, select scan documents, and then now take a picture of the document, and then you can crop and rotate, edit, and share it or save it if need be. So that is an example of my tech tip of the day. On Twitter, I'm at Mark_Saltzman. That's Mark with a C, SALTZMAN. When we return, I'll share a few more additional Father's Day gadget gift ideas. We'll be right back.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Check it out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. So as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to share a half dozen gift ideas for dads and grads for Father's Day, which is June 21st, as well as for the graduate in your home. And I know it's a weird year for grads because there's probably no prom, no formal graduation. I've got twins who are turning 18, so they're leaving high school. And all of that was canceled because of COVID-19. But nonetheless, we still want to celebrate that huge milestone. So these following half dozen ideas range in price, but some of them, you may want to go in with the family collectively on a gift for the dad or grad in your home. All right, first off is the new iPhone SE at just $399 to start. It is a phenomenal smartphone without breaking the bank. It's available in white, black, or red, starting at 64 gigs of storage, but goes all the way up to 256. And it has a great screen, phenomenal battery life, fantastic cameras, even low light photography. And again, if you're gifting something for dad and he's in need of an upgrade, you can pick this up for him and then even trade in his old phone if he has an iPhone and get a lot off of that as well. It's got a 4.7-inch Retina HD display. It's water resistant. And as I mentioned, great battery with up to 13 hours of video playback. So that's the iPhone SE from Apple. And speaking of phones, if dad already has one that he likes, but reception isn't the best, especially as he may be trying to work from home or maybe the cottage, you may want to consider a cell phone booster. And there's this awesome company called SureCall. The product is called the Flare 3.0 cell phone signal booster, and it'll boost your signal significantly. So no more dead zones, or when your phone cuts in and out during a call, it can be embarrassing, especially for work. And this SureCall product has a patented design with an antenna and booster in the same body. Plus you got the outdoor antenna as well, but only one cable going from the device to the outside instead of two. So you just place this little thing on a bookshelf or table or desk, and it can cover up to 3,500 square feet. And that's for calls, texts, and data. And it works with any phone and any carrier. Okay, and the price is $379. And you can go to Amazon.com, Signal Booster, Waveform, SureCall's own website at surecall.com, Best Buy, and more. Next up, for work and play, you may want to consider buying the dad or grad in your life a Microsoft Surface Go 2. The family may want to go in on this amazing companion for work or play. You've got the portability of a touchscreen tablet. It's got a 10.5-inch display that you can use your fingertips to flick through some books or movies or games. But you've also got the versatility of a Windows 10 laptop by adding an optional type cover keyboard. It's both a comfortable keyboard and screen cover in one that magnetically attaches to the bottom of the Surface Go 2. It also has dual cameras, great battery life, and support for the Surface Pen for those who like to draw or write or sketch on the screen. And for a laptop and tablet in one, the price is only $399 to start. And the type cover and Surface Pen, which are optional, are only about $100 a pop. Very reasonable for what you get. We're chatting about gadget gift ideas for dads and grads. Father's Day is around the corner, and you may have a grad in your family, a graduate that you want to celebrate. Next up are a couple of ideas for entertainment in the home. One is the Epson EF100 mini laser streaming projector. So it's a portable projector. So you can set this up in a room and you can watch a movie or a TV show or play a game on the ceiling or on the wall up to 150 inches, which is huge and super bright as well. And in fact, Dad can bring this outside and watch a movie in the backyard, a summer movie night, if you will, a socially distanced one with the neighbors, because you can splash that image so big that you don't have to sit very close to your next door neighbors. But you can enjoy this outdoors as well. I mentioned it's a streaming projector, so it has a built-in Android TV platform, so you can stream Netflix and YouTube and a lot more. And this is $899. Again, it's called the Epson EF100 mini laser streaming projector. And then a TV, maybe for a man cave. This is the Hisense R61G 4K Smart Roku TV. So it's a stunning 65-inch television. It's under $450 for a 65-inch 4K TV. That's 4 times the resolution of an HD TV. Plus, it also has technologies like HDR10 and Dolby Vision for even better color, contrast, and brightness. I mentioned it's a smart TV with the Roku platform built in, so you don't need to buy that Roku stick or box separately. It's built in, and it supports all your favorite streaming services. Hisense R61G 4K Smart Roku TV. Finally, going from tech to science, why not give Dad the gift of unlocking his family history? Now, Ancestry.com is an online family history site where Dad can build out his family tree. You can search through 24 billion records in Ancestry's database, believe it or not. That's historical records, immigration documents, census papers, newspaper clippings, photos, and more. If there's a little green leaf beside a name on the tree, if you tap or click it, it will show you what Ancestry has matched to it, and you can flesh out that tree even more. Building out an Ancestry family tree is $9.99 a month for the subscription, but you do get a 2-week free trial at Ancestry.com. If you'd like to give something a bit more sentimental than material, next week on the show, I'm going to be interviewing a company called VidDay, VIDDAY, but I'll give you a sneak peek in case it's something that you want to put together ahead of Father's Day. So VidDay is a website, not an app, but it's a website where you gather all the photos and home videos of someone you want to celebrate, like Dad, upload it all, and then it creates a sentimental montage, this beautifully, emotional slideshow with photos and videos of the person you're celebrating. You can invite your friends and family to contribute as well. And it takes about a day. So you want to do it have it 24 hours before the day you want to gift it to someone. But when they receive it, it is this beautiful video, which they can then download and watch whenever they like. They can share it on social media, but VidDay does it all for you. So the website again is vidday.com. If it's a get well greeting, by the way, it's completely free. But other than that, their prices are very reasonable based on the length of the final video that you're sending to somebody. But vidday.com will interview them next weekend on the program. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out. Stay with us.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
Now that many of us are self-isolating, we're socially distancing ourselves from friends and family and colleagues in the short term in order to help stop this spread of the COVID-19 outbreak. Many geeks like me are discovering new tech at home, on one hand to stay connected with others, like video chatting with my loved ones, but also I've been playing around with some new tech, which I'll tell you about now. Many of these can help you remain productive at home if you're working remotely and keeping in touch with loved ones. So, for example, the Samsung Galaxy S20 family debuted a couple of weeks back. These are phenomenal 5G-ready smartphones for the next generation in wireless connectivity. But even today, these 3 phones, the S20, the S20 Plus, and the S20 Ultra, are amazing camera phones. I mean, I've never seen this kind of quality video. I've been doing Skype interviews a lot this week remotely with TV stations, and the camera quality is amazing. So all 3 of them, by the way, can shoot 8K video which is likely better than what your TV can muster today. But again, future-proofing your investment with these devices. And the Galaxy S20 Ultra can even capture up to 108 megapixel images and with up to 100 times zoom. Samsung calls this space zoom. So these are phenomenal smartphones. I really like that top-of-the-line S20 Ultra. The Samsung Galaxy S20 family starts at $999, and that's not including any sort of discounted, 2-year plan with your favorite carrier. And plus, Samsung is offering a trade-in. Now, earlier we talked with ASUS about great laptops for working at home or bringing to the office. Speaking of computers, especially with what's going on with the coronavirus, you have to protect yourself from computer viruses as well. Those scammers, those cyber thieves out there trying to defraud you using things like the COVID-19 pandemic and other ways to trick you, getting these phony emails as well. So you're going to want to protect your PC and other devices. I use ESET. That's a cybersecurity company that I've trusted for many years. It's $39. And since there's no baseball to watch, as you know, the official MLB season has been delayed, much like all the other sports teams and leagues that are not playing right now. If you have a PlayStation 4, MLB The Show 20 just debuted. It's a fantastic baseball game with several different solo and multiplayer modes. Absolutely gorgeous graphics, a lot of personalization. If you're into baseball, this is a lot of fun. And, parents like it also because it's family-friendly content, a lot of fun. And again, there's no real baseball to watch, so this is the next best thing. MLB The Show 20 from Sony is $59. Next up, we all know that hygiene is very top of mind these days. We've been told to keep washing our hands because of what's going on. And there's a new faucet called the U by Moen that has a lot of tech to it. Actually, there's 4 different ways to use it. You can wave your hand over the faucet to start the flow of water. Of course, there's a handle as well. But get this, there's also voice support and app support. So let me explain. If you have an Amazon smart speaker or a Google one, you can actually use your voice to ask for a specific amount of water, like 1 cup, at a precise temperature, like say 100 degrees, like if you want boiling water to cook something. So you put the pot under the faucet, and using the app or your voice, you can actually specify what you want. So volume and temperature. I think that's phenomenal. And with the app, you can even create presets like baby bottle or coffee maker, and it will dispense the appropriate amount of water at the desired temperature, which is super cool. The U by Moen starts at $430. Finally, the Husqvarna Automower 115H. When we are allowed to go out and we are able to socialize again, which will hopefully be very soon, you don't want to stay home and have to mow the lawn when you can have a robot do the job for you. You can reclaim your weekends this spring and summer by having a robotic lawnmower. It's the Husqvarna Automower 115H. It is ideal for lawns up to 0.4 acres of grass. And even if it is an odd shape or it's got steep slopes or lots of obstacles like, garden gnomes and rocks and things like that, it'll navigate around all of it. It even fits through little tight spaces. And when the battery is running low, it will drive itself back to recharge. How cool is that? And then continue the job. It works in the rain, even. It's waterproof, and even at night, it's super quiet. This Automower 115H costs $15.99. Well, there you have it, a look at some tech for the summer. And you can learn more on social media if you follow me at Mark_Saltzman on Twitter, or just simply Mark Saltzman on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook if you want to see videos of all these products in action. Whether you listen to Tech It Out on your local radio station or you tune into the podcast version, thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. And I do appreciate you clicking a star rating or giving a review of the podcast or sharing it on social media with your friends. It's all great stuff. At the start of today's show, we talked with GoSun Solar Appliances about their camping gear. Then we spoke with tech expert Mike Agerbo about some great gadget gift ideas for dads and grads. I shared a few of mine as well, and some other summer tech to help you whether you're self-isolating still, working from home, trying to stay socially distanced, or if you're cautiously going outside. I shared a couple gadgets there as well. This program, Tech It Out, is powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio to check out their gear. Have a great rest of your week, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I look forward to chatting with you next weekend on Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.